In the middle of the desert, a man discovered a piece of gold. He glanced at his mechanic companion and called him over. Everyone knows gold doesn't fear fire, but if it turns black, it's just a false hope. After roasting it for a while, the gold didn't darken. This was definitely the real deal. What he didn't realize was that the piece exposed on the ground was just the tip of the iceberg. A much larger gold deposit lay buried deep beneath the surface. The two men couldn't dig it out, so they tried to move a rock, but the gold wouldn't budge an inch. This could only mean the gold underneath was even larger and deeper. The bearded man stomped around in frustration. An unimaginable fortune lay right beneath their feet, yet they couldn't extract it. If human strength wouldn't work, they'd try using a vehicle, but the tires sank deep, and the rope snapped. They tried again, with the same result. It seemed this wasn't just a piece of gold, but an entire gold mine. While they were struggling, a pack of wolves began to stalk them. Drawing on his vast experience, the bearded man helped the younger man collect branches, preparing to survive the night. That evening, he proposed a plan. If they both stayed, neither would get the gold. So they'd split up, one would guard the site while the other went to buy equipment. The round trip would take 5 days. The younger man had injured his foot, so the bearded man volunteered to stay behind. He believed leaving the younger man alone would mean certain death. Facing the bearded man's mockery, the younger man didn't waver. He was determined to remain with the gold. Early the next morning, they buried the gold. The bearded man left all the water, warning the younger man to conserve it or he wouldn't last 5 days. He tossed him a satellite phone with spare batteries and turned to leave. Excited, he called out, "When I return, we'll be the richest men alive."
By the time I get back, we'll be rich as all hell!
Watching the truck disappear, the man imagined a future of luxury. He carefully covered the gold with dirt, cobbled together a makeshift tent from dead trees, and pulled out the old satellite phone. To his surprise, the bearded man hadn't lied, the phone connected. But the signal dropped after 3 seconds. He had no time to dwell on it. He prepared branches for the night's fire, knowing it would keep the wolf pack at bay. On the first night, he could still enjoy a hot can of food, but thinking ahead, he only took a single bite. The sounds of wolves tearing apart their prey echoed around him. At dawn, the scorching sun woke him. His first instinct was to check on the gold. The phone rang, and he scrambled to answer, but the signal was gone. By noon, the temperature remained brutal, yet he seemed oblivious, his eyes fixed solely on the gold, his one source of hope. Desert weather is unpredictable. Within minutes, a massive windstorm arose. He began collecting branches again, but the nearby ones had been burned. He had to venture further. While adjusting his tarp, he noticed something else. Before moving, he covered the gold with stones and slowly climbed the nearby hill. Before him lay the wreckage of an airplane.